here we go again with "It's Coming Home" chants echoing out loud through the streets of England. Gareth Southgate will be at the helm for the fourth consecutive major tournament since he took over the Three Lions in November of 2016. Seeing Jordan Henderson dropped from the preliminary 33-man squad for the upcoming Euros has England fans hopeful of a reformed Gareth Southgate this time round. In all honesty, Southgate hasn't been as terrible on the big stage as some would lead you to believe. A World Cup semi-final in 2018, followed by a penalty shootout loss in the final of the previous Euros, and then a quarter-final exit in the 2022 World Cup, they've come quite close. To put things into perspective, the last major trophy won by England was almost half a century ago, so let's not be too harsh on Gareth Southgate's inability to bring it home yet. Some of his player selections have been deserving of criticism though. But let's not forget that this isn't a put out your best 11 contest, but rather involves putting out the most functional 11 according to the matchup at hand. If you want Trent Alexander-Arnold to play at right back against France instead of Kyle Walker because his switch of play is second to none, then try to zoom out a little and consider a more holistic approach. Instead of comparing the best players at each individual position, it's important to look at which combination of players complement each other optimally. A 4-2-3-1 setup looks likely for Gareth Southgate as his days of 5 at the back seem long gone. With that in mind, let's take a look at how the Three Lions should line up for the Euros 24 to have their best chance at bringing it home. Jordan Pickford is not only a reliable pick between the sticks for his national side, but has turned up for Everton quite consistently over the years. No one comes close to competing for his spot in the English roster, with Nick Pope the closest contender, having just come back from a long-term injury. Jordan Pickford managed to collect 13 clean sheets in the Premier League with a relegation-threatened Everton side, only second to the highest league tally of David Raya's 18. An impressive save percentage of 70.3 over the Premier League season, paired with his recent run of keeping clean sheets, comes at a favourable time for Gareth Southgate's side. Now, he can be a bit too eager to make high claims in the box, and his eccentricity comes with the risk of giving away a penalty. But the other side of the coin is stopping dangerous deliveries from reaching aerial targets and launching quick counters. But do expect a few of these long balls to go straight out for a throw-in, followed by a hand of apology. Club captain of quadruple Premier League winners, Kyle Walker is showing no signs of slowing down in his 30s. He remains well equipped to handle one of the most competitive positions in the England squad. Although with the absence of Reece James and Alexander-Arnold, a potential midfield option, there doesn't remain much debate left for Kyle Walker being the best fit. The pace and physicality, along with countless big stage experiences with Manchester City, makes him one of the most reliable senior players on the pitch. This will come in handy, especially if England proceed to the knockout stages and the stakes are all the more high. Walker will be more in sync, playing with John Stones closest to him in the back line. This position is a bit conditional in terms of who fits in. The condition being John Stones' fitness and injury concerns. Stones has had a rocky season with reoccurring injuries that have kept him out of action for the majority of the year, the most recent of which came on international duty as he had to be taken off in the 10th minute against Belgium in a friendly match. He hasn't been given regular minutes for his club since then. The quality he brings to the backline isn't debatable, and he can link up comfortably with club teammate Walker on the right. An aerial threat as well as calm in possession, Stones can lead the backline well. Gareth Southgate prefers him as his first pick for the position. In case of mishap, Mark Gehi is an excellent cover at centre-back, but England fans would be hoping for an injury-free tournament for John Stones. The most controversial pick over the years for England after Jordan Henderson, Maguire is a tricky inclusion. Ever since his record transfer to Manchester United in 2019, things haven't really worked out for him at club level. Due to the stature of the club and the nature of the fans, he has received unparalleled backlash from fans and media alike for the better part of half a decade now. Even though his performances for England have been impressive and consistent, his club reputation has tipped over to the national side. To set the record straight, Harry Maguire is probably the first name that should be added to that backline. The aerial threat he provides in set-piece situations will prove crucial in an international knockout stage where a single goal can set results in stone. He tends to make the odd error, but that is also due to a lack of confidence while playing for his club side. Harry Maguire for England is a completely different player than Harry Maguire for Manchester United. Let's not forget about his top bins camera smashing penalty in the Euro 20 final shootout against Italy. Kieran Trippier makes up the backline as he slots in at left back from a best out of worst approach. Not to take anything away from his individual quality or versatility, but rather a crisis at the position for the Three Lions. With Ben Chilwell's omission from the squad and Luke Shaw's return to full fitness deemed a long shot by Southgate, the options at left back are slim pickings. If fully fit, Luke Shaw is the first pick for England, but heading into the upcoming Euros, only Trippier and Joe Gomez appear to be the suitable covers for the position. The recent return from a 2-month-long calf problem and a run of poor form since then doesn't bode well for Trippier, but he brings a vast amount of experience and plenty of threat from dead ball situations, as we saw in the 2018 World Cup semi-final against Croatia with the Beckham-esque free kick that raised the roof. A young star has emerged out of the Manchester United academy, and he is genuinely as good as the public opinion of him would have you believe, and more. Comfortable receiving the ball under pressure in his half, he fits perfectly in a deeper role for England as he does for Manchester United. The level of composure he possesses at the age of 19 is a sure sign of greater things to come, and his occasional ventures up the field have resulted in a few goals that have shown an abundance of technical traits. Mainoo uses his smaller frame surprisingly well to resist the press, and his accurate diagonal switches can come in handy for quick transitions into attack. The deeper deployment will also allow Rice to venture forward with the ball and affect play in the final third. The anchor of the team, Declan Rice, will be crucial in the upcoming Euros, and his stellar season with Arsenal certainly explains the sky-high expectations. If Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta and Thomas Tuchel are fighting for a player and willing to pay over 100 million euros, he must possess something special. He came up with 7 goals and 8 assists in the latest Premier League campaign and proved his mettle as one of the best players in the league. Rice is essentially England's Rodri, not in terms of the team role, but rather his reliability. An excellent ball carrier, he uses his big physique paired with technical grace to guide past opponents effortlessly with the ball. Arteta's system might discourage these runs too frequently, but it will help England break those lines of the press with ease. Being paired with Mainoo allows him to venture into the final third and make late runs into the box. It also takes some burden off building up play from the back off of him. Declan Rice will end up playing the most minutes in the outfield for England throughout the tournament. The number 10 spot has gained a similar level of superb alternatives that England used to have in the right back position a few years ago, but a Ballon d'Or contention worthy performance with Real Madrid in an advanced role this season and numerous clutch goals give him the edge over the likes of Cole Palmer and Phil Foden. Also the fact that Palmer and Foden have the versatility to showcase their talents from other areas of the pitch. Jude Bellingham scored a whopping 19 goals and supplied 6 assists in an advanced role in his La Liga debut season. During this time, he also created 48 chances for his teammates. The 20-year-old shows maturity beyond his years on the pitch. The former box-to-box midfielder is also a great asset out of possession, as his Dortmund days showed his intelligence in duels and successful tackles. It's hard to imagine he's just a year older than Kobbie Mainoo, who's being pitted as a youngster. Jude Bellingham is etching his name in history year after year. This is one of the hardest exclusions to make, but the Premier League Young Player of the Season deserves to start over Bukayo Saka in the upcoming Euros. Let's talk about Saka's exclusion first. Have you looked at his goal catalogue? If you remove his 6 penalties, he has as many goals and assists as Leon Bailey while playing 900 more minutes, which is equivalent to 10 more matches. Bailey is an elite winger, yes, and goal contributions aren't the end-all statistic to judge wingers, sure, but someone needs to point out how ineffective he has been at important moments during the season, and let's not forget going down the line in the 90th minute against Bayern Munich when he could have scored a winner, a debatable and polarising moment in Arsenal's campaign. Now let's talk about Cole Palmer, who had one of the best debut seasons with Chelsea, gathering a league-high 33 goal contributions with 22 goals and 11 assists. He looked like a big fish in a small pond throughout the season, as his 72 chances created were more often missed by the misfiring Chelsea attackers. He often drifted to wider positions to create better passing angles, and his stronger left foot can emulate Saka's inverted winger traits. An elite dribbler and one of the most visionary passers in the world, the likes of Kane and Bellingham will be able to complement his through balls very well. Lastly, his composed penalty taking will come up in handy should a shootout come up. The Premier League Player of the Season, Phil Foden, has finally been unleashed as a regular starter for Manchester City. Now, while his celebration could use some work, his performances on the pitch speak for why he's undroppable. No stranger to the left wing position, Foden's silky dribbling and creativity cannot be bound by positional restraints. Granted, some of his best games have come from central positions, which is why he should be given more freedom to drift centrally while Trippier occupies the left flank. Foden amassed 19 goals and 8 assists in the recent Premier League installment while creating 73 chances for his teammates. Some of his goals are contenders for the Goal of this Season award, like the one against Manchester United, or even his first goal on the title-clinching Matchday 38. With Jack Grealish not playing enough through the season, Foden remains the best choice at left wing. The talismanic striker is the biggest goal-scoring threat for the Three Lions, and as another season has gone by without a club trophy, the England captain would be the most resolute to bring it home. Harry Kane is undoubtedly the best number 9 heading into the tournament, coming off the back of 36 goals and 8 assists in just 32 Bundesliga appearances. Playing off shrewd creators like Cole Palmer and Phil Foden on either wing, his composed finishing and second-to-none ball striking ability will create problems for the opposition defences. Over the past few international tournaments, Kane hasn't been getting the best service to convert chances into goals, but with a side full of creators this time, he will prove to be a focal point in attack. He has too much of an all-round game for his own good at times and shouldn't drop too deep during the tournament. His clever manipulation of his somewhat less agile physique makes up for his lack of pace you might want in a striker. Expect his hold-up play and passing range to break high lines throughout the tournament. England is one of the favourites to win the tournament, and the starting 11 will be well backed by a variety of options on the bench. Gareth Southgate will trim down his 33-man squad to 26 players for the final squad submission. Some unpolished talents in the form of Adam Wharton, Jared Branthwaite and Eberechi Eze might eventually miss out on the final squad list. Conor Gallagher will provide important cover in midfield, while Premier League Playmaker of the Year Ollie Watkins can be delegated with striker responsibilities. Joe Gomez will need to be sharp in case the crisis at left back worsens and he needs to be called upon. Gordon, Grealish and Bowen will provide cover on the wings, while James Maddison can be relied upon as a creative outlet. Bukayo Saka and Cole Palmer can share duties on the right wing instead of a set-and-forget approach. England will be wary of past mistakes and desperate to bring this one home. Gareth Southgate will start the campaign against Serbia on the 16th of June. The other two teams in the group are Denmark and Slovenia. England is expected to top its group.